Now with Stars Ensnared being our very first integrated version and being the most costly update yet, in terms of banners at least, it wasn't the most pressuring experience since the only featured S rank was Lunar Oblivion. However, that changes with the very next integrated version that has now been confirmed to consist of the Soaring Beyond and the Long Goodbye versions, since not only are we receiving two brand new S rank characters being Hanying Solacetune and Wanshi Lucid Dreamer, but also multiple S rank target banners alongside them. So there will definitely be quite a lot more pressure with the upcoming banners, and players will need to make a few tough decisions. Especially since unlike the Stars Ensnared version rewards being tripled, the Soaring Beyond update will only double the rewards due to there being two integrated versions. But fortunately enough, we can go over the value both Hanying and Wanshi hold in advance along with the exact characters the S rank target banners will feature, just so there's some clarity in the banners you may want to prioritize. In addition, there will be a few new coatings that players may be interested in picking up alongside a ton of new events, ultimately making Soaring Beyond one hell of a stacked update. Before we get into it, if you are perhaps interested in dedicated guides for the upcoming S rank characters and just more punishing Grey Raven content in general, you can let me know by subscribing to the channel and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Now kicking it off with the face of the Soaring Beyond integrated version, Hanying Solacetune, which has been highly anticipated to drop since her release on the CN side, and not only due to her stunning looks, but since she holds a significant amount of value within her kit. Hanying is a physical tank character that specializes in reducing enemies' defense and dealing massive damage. In specific, Hanying's QTE ability is able to reduce physical defense by 20% and physical resistance by 10%, which is absurd since it does in fact outclass our current best tank's QTE ability, as Watanabe is only able to reduce fire resistance by 25%. In addition, Hanying's True Slash ability alongside a few other abilities within her kit are capable of dealing immense damage, enough to the point where she can be considered as a DPS character. With that, Hanying should be replacing Watanabe as our new best tank in the game. But of course I do want to stress Watanabe will still remain to be amongst the best and the best fire tank by far for quite some time. So now, as Hanying is a physical type, those who specifically main physical attackers such as Bianca Stigmata will definitely want to consider picking up Hanying, especially considering as viable as Rosetta Rigger still is, she is quite dated and an upgrade for the physical tank slot is pretty much due. However, if you perhaps even pull the Lunar Oblivion, Hanying will also synergize with her since Luna doesn't really care about the attribute types of her allies and would greatly benefit from Hanying's insane QTE ability. Therefore, Hanying is pretty stacked from DPS to support for multiple teams, allowing her to be an insanely valuable character to consider picking up. On to our very next S rank character being Wanshi Lucid Dreamer that is dropping a week after Hanying. He is in fact also a tank character and will be part of the Ice attribute. Though unlike Hanying, we will be fortunate enough to pick up a copy of Wanshi for free through Dawn commissions. So even though there will be two S rank banners dropping within Soaring Beyond, the fact that one of them is free will be great for those that only tend to pick up one copy of characters. However, for those that like to pick up multiple copies to unlock those additional abilities, well, at least you have a head start with Wanshi, with the first copy being free. Now as for the value his kit holds in specific, Wanshi's QTE ability in particular will reduce ice resistance by 25%, which is going to be valuable for ice dedicated teams and attackers such as Lucia Plume and Chu Shukra. Although once again, just like with Hanying, Wanshi can work very well alongside Lunar Oblivion and would be a great replacement for Watanabe if you don't have him. In addition, Wanshi is capable of also dealing considerable damage within a large area through his glaciation mechanic, ultimately allowing him to contribute towards the team's overall DPS. So all in all, Wanshi is going to be an amazing character with an extremely valuable kit, enough to even rival Watanabe, which is still currently our best tank in the game. So again, with the fact he is going to be free will be huge for every player, even more for those that have been looking forward to replacing Chrome Glory on their ice teams, which is now majorly outdated. Now in regard to the S-rank target selector banners, both banners will be dropping at the same time, being just under 2 weeks from the release of Soaring Beyond and will end a whole month later. Between the two, there is definitely one that is arguably bait and should be avoided. Meanwhile, the other target banner will hold a lot of value due to its selection. The early summer special target banner will be the questionable banner out of the two, since the characters that can be targeted range from the starter characters to Karin and Ashaya. So pretty much all of these characters are quite old and have already been replaced with stronger alternatives. But of course, certain characters such as Liv Imperia, Karenina and Vera Garnet for a little longer are still very prominent within the meta. Additionally, a single pull on this banner will be discounted to 180 tickets rather than the standard 250, but the specific tickets that are required will be R&D event tickets. So there are a bunch of pros and cons with the Selector banner, which just means it's better to avoid in a period where multiple versions are being integrated together. But especially due to the second S-rank target banner simply being the better banner to summon on. Considering the characters featured range from Bianca Stigmata all the way to Luna Oblivion. So if there were any players that just missed out on Chushukra or Watanabe, or perhaps are currently short going in for Luna Oblivion, fortunately there will be a second chance to target and pick them up within Soaring Beyond. Although, one vital point to stress will be once a character has been targeted, it can't be changed. So just ensure you don't misclick on a character you don't want and just select the character when you are fully prepared to go to pity if needed. So as mentioned, the early summer target banner is pretty much bait when considering the second S-rank target banner alongside Hanying Solacetune being on banner. Although if you are dead set on picking up a certain character since you like them, then of course feel free to pull, but just know it wouldn't be advised since there will be opportunities to pick them up for free in future versions. Moving away from banners and onto the new featured coatings, of course with the release of Hanying Solacetune there will be a dedicated coating for her which looks amazing and will cost 168 rainbow cards. In addition, there will be a few nice coatings for both Elisa Echo and number 21 Feral that should also cost the same as Hanying's. Now along with those, we are in fact receiving a summer themed Isla Kaleido coating, and fortunately with this coating in specific we are receiving it for free. So not only is the best ice amplifier free through dorm commissions, but we can also equip her with a free coating I'm sure most players would have considered spending on. Now last but not least, there will be a rerun for the Neon Dynamite coating for Karin and Ashaya, which will be a gacha coating consisting of the outfit and weapon. The coating is guaranteed after 10 multis and the total amount of black cards required for pity would be 10,000. Or if you decide to use rainbow cards, it would be 328. Though considering there will be some R&D event tickets and weapon tickets that can be picked up alongside the coating, it would of course reduce the total amount you would ultimately spend to be a little lower. So the Neon Dynamite coating should be a bit more affordable for free to play since it won't be as expensive as the top end coatings that cost around 15 to 17,000 black cards. Also, considering Karenina will be receiving leap skills within Soaring Beyond, a gacha coating would then pair well for those that did miss it on its initial release. So there are definitely quite a few amazing coatings featured within this update. But of course, since there is still the issue with packs and currency not being discounted for spenders, as great as these coatings do look, I don't really expect many would be inclined to pick them up. But at least the best coating objectively, being Isla Kaleido's, is free for every player. Now just wrapping it up with the events and story content, as you may expect there are a bunch of new events and returning ones that will drop a lot of currency and rewards. More notably with the special dispatch event, along with acquiring 1,000 R&D tickets, it will be where you can specifically pick up the free summer Isla Kaleido coating. So considering the event begins on the release of Soaring Beyond, players will be able to pick up the free coating not too long after. In terms of story content, there will be 2 brand new chapters opposed to the 3 we received in Stars Ensnared, as there will be again 2 integrated versions. Though we are still receiving chapters at a much quicker pace than before the synchronization plan, and not before long, we will be caught up with Jiyan and won't need to rely on any more translations. Overall, the Soaring Beyond update is definitely stacked and is going to be pretty expensive in terms of banners, but only if you let it. As stated, Wanshi is free through dorm commission missions and one of the S-rank target banners don't hold much value aside from a couple characters being featured that can still be skipped. So those banners can definitely be avoided, and in doing so, it will allow for a much more comfortable experience in Soaring Beyond and to perhaps save for the extremely hyped banners dropping in the future. All in all, from characters to coatings to events, there is a ton of stuff and free stuff to look forward to for every player in Soaring Beyond. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe for more Punishing Grey Raven content, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Also, drop a comment down below on what aspect of the Soaring Beyond integrated version are you looking forward to the most. And yeah, hope to catch you guys later.